Hi there, welcome to our May market update. I thought as we wait for Boris's announcement on Sunday, this was a really good time to take a moment and answer a lot of the questions that we've been getting about what is happening out there in the market at the moment. First of all, I hope everybody is staying safe and well over this time, and I'll try and answer as best I can the questions about what remains a really unpredictable environment, but I'll do my best. So the first thing I'm going to do today is just talk to you a little bit about what we saw happening through April, a month where we spent the entire time in lockdown. And so obviously from our point of view, the amount of front-end activity, so particularly people putting houses onto the market and looking to agree their next purchase, was very limited. What we were absolutely astounded at was the amount of appetite there was from people to take advantage of modern technology, doing things like virtual valuations and video viewings to try and see if they could continue to get things moving. But a lot of those things are going to be dependent on a physical viewing or visit after lockdown has finished. In terms of the actual physical moves that happened, again, we were overwhelmed by the appetite there was amongst buyers and sellers to continue making what they considered to be essential moves that had already been agreed through this process. Of course, all of those were done adhering to the strictest government guidelines as we could, and we ended up doing about a third of the normal moves that we would over this period. Again, just giving some indication of the type of demand that there is across the market. And certainly at this moment in time, we've seen no backlash in terms of a fall in prices, as perhaps some predicted could happen through this period. We're going to have to wait and see what comes beyond this. So just talking a little bit about what happens next. How do you predict the unpredictable? Well, I'm going to look at the negative and positive factors that I believe are likely to affect the outcome at the end of the lockdown period and as we look beyond the crisis as it currently stands. So let's start first of all with the negatives. Number one, the media. I don't know about you, I'm kind of having to limit the amount of news that I take in each day. It's really negative at the moment, but undoubtedly that does have an impact on the way that people feel and their confidence that they have in the world that exists. The second thing, unemployment. We're hearing lots of news stories about companies that are having to make big redundancies, and unfortunately, I dare say that one of the outcomes of this crisis is that there are going to be some people that will lose their jobs, certainly for the time being, and that could have an impact on the world that we currently live in. And I think the third thing is just around the whole home moving process. The thing that we do not know at this moment in time is how the home moving process will be affected by COVID and what that process looks like beyond all of this in terms of people actually being able to go out, put their house on the market and go and view property in the world that exists beyond all of this. So I think those are the three main factors from a negative perspective. Now, if we move on to what are the positives that we can look at, and for me, the positives do outweigh the negatives. First one, and the big one, is around the supply of mortgage money that there is in the current market. Now, in 2007-8, for those that remember it, our big problem was that the mortgage providers disappeared from the market. There was, of course, the credit crunch that meant that pretty much all funding was withdrawn at that point to a certain extent. We don't have that problem today. We're already seeing evidence that lenders are bringing their criteria back to pre-lockdown levels, and we expect that that will continue as we come out of the other end of this crisis. The second positive is really about the lack of housing supply. I've talked about this through these updates many times. There is fundamentally in this country, whether you're looking to buy or rent a property, a lack of supply that exists in the market. And I believe that that remains the case. So only if we see a significant increase in the volume of property coming to market and a fall in the number of buyers and tenants looking for those properties, are we going to see that balance correct? And I just don't think that that is likely to happen. And the third thing is just around security that exists within bricks and mortar. We live in a country where people have always seen bricks and mortar as that stable form of investment, and never more so than at a time of crisis, particularly where people believe inflation could be a factor. And I think more and more people are going to turn to that as a place to go and put their money as a safe haven to go and potentially grow their liquidity and also grow their investment, their pensions for the future. So those are the factors that I think are at play at the moment. What do I think is going to happen in the immediate short term? So look, as we come out of lockdown, there is going to be a surge in activity. We know that, all this pent up activity that's been waiting to happen. What may happen after that is there could be a small lull. We don't know yet. But ultimately, medium to long term, I do still have confidence that the market will remain where it is things will improve and we will go back to something that resembles a more normal market as we come out of the other end of this crisis. When that will be, you're going to have to stay in touch with us through these updates to find out. As always, we'll keep filming these on a monthly basis, maybe even quicker than that, and look forward to catching up with you. Stay safe and stay well, and all the best from us at Manning Stainton. Thanks for watching.